Innovation. For every company it's important to stay ahead of the competition. Innovation is one of the key words to create a competitive advantage. However, certain barriers can exist to successfully innovate both processes and products. For our research, we want to identify if BPZ has such barriers. Hence, our research question: which barriers does BPZ face and how are these being dealt with? In 2007, Larsen and Lewis established a framework for barriers to innovation, which were identified through their research. They came up with 4 barriers: financial issues, marketing skills, management and personal characteristics, and other barriers such as the amount of partners and consultants. For our research, we operationalized these barriers and created a conceptual model in order to investigate if this framework is applicable to BPZ. At the center of our conceptual model, the variable of product innovations can be found. These innovations are obstructed by the following barriers: access to finance, the marketing skills, management expertise, and other barriers that will be identified throughout the interview. Of course, it is important to take a closer look at how these barriers relate to product innovations. How do these contribute to the firm's performance? And conclusively, we want to investigate if these relations are positive or negative.
This research makes use of secondary data, such as the website of BPZ and some statistics, to define some industry characteristics, and a qualitative research by conducting an extensive interview with the owner of BPZ, Chris Stuut. For the analysis of the interview, we made use of coding. Therefore, we wrote the whole interview down in order to be able to make use of coding. Codes are tags or labels for assigning units of meaning to the descriptive or inferential information compiled during the study. This research concludes that BPZ does not face the barriers indicated by literature. However, there is a relationship between the access to finance and product innovation, as for most of the new products pre-financing is required, and thus the ability to access finance for BPZ has a positive influence on their product innovations. Mr. Zomer thought that the marketing skills positively influence BPZ's product innovation, where presentation and the ability to drive other people were most important. Another remark from Mr. Zomer is that common sense is likely to be more important to product innovation than management expertise. A specific barrier for BPZ is the ratio of number of employees to the degree of automation. In the case of BPZ, this ratio is too low, which means that their processes to better product innovation is not optimized.
However, the research is bound by some limitations, and the most important one is difficulty of generalizing it to other contexts, as BPZ is a family company with specific industry characteristics and has no problems from the supply side. Furthermore, the results were relatively biased as only one interview was conducted. It was therefore not possible to compare this to other interviews, for instance with the employees. The employees could have a different opinion on the marketing skills and management expertise of the manager. BouwProdukten Zomer did have its most fruitful years during the crisis, and it could be insightful if research was focused on how this company handled such a crisis. BouwProdukten Zomer can be considered as an early entrant in a niche market with a full door concept with relatively low competition. Therefore, they should be aware that even if there are currently no barriers to innovation, this may change in the future and should be addressed properly and in time.